We've been thinking about moving to South Florida and thinking that Jupiter might be the right town for you. Well, in this video, I'm going to tell you about the top 5 neighborhoods. And one of them was such a well-kept secret that I just found out about it. So stand by. Okay, so before we dig in here on the neighborhoods, I'm just going to give you an overview of where they are. And I'm going to start, I did a video on the top 5 beach towns in northern Palm Beach County. And I also did another video, a pro and con on Jupiter, and then another video on Jupiter as a beach and boating community. So you might want to take a look at some of those for more information. But I am going to start again at the beach because that is one of the greatest features of Jupiter. Actually, it's such a well-balanced city, and you'll see as I talk about this why that is and why it's become so popular. So the first area that I'm going to talk about is, if you see Donald Ross Road here at the bottom, and it's this. So this is the beach area. Here's the intercoastal, and I call this whole area here all the way up to the inlet. This is really the coastal beach area. And when I dig into it, you'll see it's quite a unique beach situation for a South Florida town. It may not be so in other parts of the country. There might be things similar, but I think it's very unique. It has a lot of choices, and I'm going to show you a few different listings in the area so you can see that the price points are, there's a variety of types of living and then prices as well. So then the second area I'm going to tell you about is we go up to the north at Indiantown Road, and this is the main road going through, really it's the road that gets used the most in Jupiter. So here at Old Dixie Highway or alternate A1A and Indiantown Road, west of the intercoastal. Here's the intercoastal. We have, like, the city has 3, if you look right here, this whole section down to Donald Ross here. This is kind of like the country club, yacht club communities. And so your first one here is Jonathan's Landing. And I also did a, when I did that beach boating video on Jupiter, I did dig in a little bit here on Jonathan's Landing. And then just south of Jonathan's Landing is Admiral's Cove, which is kind of a similar version of Jonathan's Landing, but maybe a little bit more luxurious and more single family homes, very high-end luxury, a very high service club, and that is Admiral's Cove. And then just below Admiral's Cove there are 2 golf communities here. One is Trump National, which is primarily a golf community and a venue for events. There are some residences available in there, but it's not about the residential, it's about the club aspect of it. And then just next to that is the Bears Club. And the Bears Club was founded by Jack and Barbara Nicholas, and he designed the golf course, and they built some super luxurious homes. It's one of the top rated courses in the country. It's very exclusive, and that's the Bears Club. So that's kind of the club communities there. And then another popular area that was built when the MacArthur Foundation started to release a lot of the real estate that was in their portfolio. And this development called Abacoa, and it's a 2,000 acre master planned multi-use development. I'm going to talk about that because that has a lot of amenities to it. And then we're going to go a little bit up north, the north end of town. So here's Indiantown Road, and this is another popular area here. I'm going to call it the River District. It's the Loxahatchee River area, and this has something for everyone, really. I think if you want to have larger lots, more mature trees, you kind of want to feel like you're out in the country, but you're very convenient to town. You want to have a little bit more land. First of all, here on Pennock Point, and I also did feature this in another video, these are very large lots, and the ones that are around the edges are obviously right here on the Loxahatchee River, and they are very large estates. And then on the inside here, there are single family homes that aren't quite the price point because they aren't on the water. But then as you go up north on Loxahatchee River, there's some other neighborhoods here I'm going to talk about, as well as more reasonable price points in here. So this is kind of a well-kept secret, and I am finding that a lot of people are very attracted to it. And then finally, number 5 is I'm going to take you out west of town, and you go out Indian Town Road, you go past the Jupiter Country Club, which I will feature in an upcoming video. And we have out here, this is Jupiter Farms. So this is a whole other category. And this is for people who just really want to be out of the bustle of the city. They want to have land. So I'm going to get in and talk about that too. So those are the 5 neighborhoods that we're going to talk about. Okay, so here we are at the beach area, and I'm using my MLS information so you can see. I wanted to dig in a little more and show you some examples. So this is the Intracoastal here. And what's unique, I think, about Jupiter, really, I've been thinking about this because I grew up here in South Florida, and I really can't think of another beach town where US 1 is on the east side of the Intracoastal. Normally, like if you think down south anywhere, Lake Worth, Boca, down into Fort Lauderdale, the Intracoastal is on the east side of US 1. So you have to go over a bridge to get to the beach. So in this case, you know, here's the Intracoastal and here's US 1. So there's all this land. And fortunately, Jupiter had the vision to protect a lot of this. So as you can see, there's a lot of natural area, all this green space. And then what is here has been built since probably starting, I mean, the majority of it starting in the maybe early 80s. So if you come down here to the south, this is the south end of Jupiter at the beach. And this is the Bluffs development. A lot of people are familiar with it. I'll show you a couple examples, but it was built by Bergen DeVosta in the 80s, and it has like 3 types of residential living. It has condos, like here is the marina that's along the Intercoastal, and then you have these kind of lower profile condos, and you can get one of these, there's quite a few for sale, and you can get one of these in the $500,000 range or even less. And you can also, you can see all these boat slips here. You can actually buy a slip in this marina without having to own anything in the Bluffs. So in addition to those condos, there are these quad patio homes and also 0 lot line single family homes as part of the Bluffs. And you'll see these videos I'm showing you. It's very well kept, very tidy. And here's an example of one of the 0 lot line homes. And this one's at $1,390,000 and it's fully renovated. That's an asking price. I mean, they used to be like in the millions, and there still are some in the low millions, but once they've been updated, because a lot of them were in the original condition from the 1980s, then you're up in the $1.2 million to $1.3 million range. And some of them do have pools, their own pools. But the beauty of it is how close you are to the beach, because you are just a 5-minute bike ride. And then also, I want to show you, go back to the map. And these are the ocean dunes, which are also townhouses there. Right here is the public shopping center at the Bluffs. So you have your Publix and really good restaurants. And then, as you can see, all this green space protected. And then you have all direct ocean front here. So any of the development is on the west side of US 1. And here's a couple other examples. This is Olympus, is a really attractive neighborhood of single family homes, and you are at the beach. And the price points, it always shocks me. I mean, maybe this sounds like a lot, $2.4 million, but there aren't many towns, I've said this before, this close to the beach. And this is a fully renovated home in Olympus, and it's ready to roll. And you're probably a 5-minute walk to the beach. So that's Olympus. And then there is another one that's like more like 0 lot lines. This is called Jupiter Key. And so this is more of a townhouse, but you can see again how close you are to the ocean. So this whole area has so many different variations of residential that you could actually get a little like 1-bedroom townhouse up here at the Jupiter Tennis Club and be walking just over to the beach that's right in here, all the way up to millions of dollar homes that look out over the ocean. So this is where you need to call me or send me a text. And if you're really thinking about it, just call me, because I can talk to you about what it is you want and help you hone in on this. And so give me a call. Okay, so next up is I'm going to talk about these couple of communities that are country club planned communities, built back, probably started in the 80s and 90s, really well maintained, very popular, diverse residential choices, especially Jonathan's Landing, and also just demographics are mixed, so it's not just all one age category, and you're right in the heart of Jupiter. So as you'll see here, this area here is Jonathan's Landing, and that is, here's the Intercoastal, here's Indiantown Road, so it's just west of the Intercoastal, just west of the beach, in between the Intercoastal and alternate A1A, and the entrance is right here on Indiantown Road. So you've got all this great restaurants here, all the great restaurants to the north here at the beach. It's a perfect location. It's like Jupiter has grown up around it. And so when you come into Jonathan's Landing, it's just beautifully maintained. It has gorgeous trees. It has a beautiful club facility that they've recently redone. And the living choices are also very interesting. I mean, there's a little bit of everything. I didn't realize how much water it has. So as you can see here, it has a marina in the actual development. You see these videos of where you can store your boat. And some people have even been fortunate enough to get in there before they were completely sold out. And you don't even have to live in Jonathan's Landing to keep your boat there. But they also have all these canals, so people live in single family homes along these canals. And then there's several different residential choices. So that's what I'm going to show you right now. Is I'm just going to show you first. Okay, so here's one choice. This is a single family home on the water. It has 2 boat lifts. It's $6.3 million. You'd be right out on the Intercoastal. It's over 5,000 square feet. So this is a very luxurious, high-end home. You can see the beautiful view. And so then I'm going to give you another example of, now just nearby to this is this condo. It's like a singular condo. There's like one other condo grouping in Jonathan's Landing. So you could be in this condo overlooking the Intercoastal. You can see how close the ocean is, and it's pretty luxurious. The elevator comes straight into the unit for $945,000. And that is 2,300 square feet. And then this is more of a single family home, but it's on one of the lakes. As you can see, some of these videos I'm showing you of the lakes in the area. So you wouldn't have a boat there necessarily, but you have a beautiful view, great breezes. And then this is the Mac Daddy. This is the $35 million estate that is for sale. And this is directly on the Intercoastal. You can see the bridges that go through the development. This is north, and what I love about this is, and a lot of spots along the Intercoastal here in Jupiter, this way it has a natural beach, which is really nice. And so there's a lot of nature that's been preserved. This is another good view of, you see the development. There's marina space here, but then people also have their own docks. And then you can also live in a more lower profile condo right on the golf course for in the 9s, and you could still have a boat, keep your boat here, and you see where your proximity to everything is fantastic. It's a great place to live. And let me give you another example. This one's even a little bit lower. This is $750, and this is right near the pool and for this particular development. Schooner Point is this area of the development, and this is a townhouse. This one even has an elevator. So anyway, that just gives you a good idea of what the gated country club type of living looks like. This is Jonathan's Landing. All right, and then this could be aspirational for many of us, but just below Jonathan's Landing here is Admiral's Cove, which is, I'm pretty sure it's almost all single family home, super luxury. And as you can see, all the water access throughout the development. Most people have really nice boats and beautiful homes here. And actually, some people love it and some people don't. I mean, it does have a lot of commitments as it relates to the country club. And some people just don't want that country club commitment, even though you could own a luxury home. And so I've known people who have sold property, and here I sold a home in Palm Beach Shores to someone who they wanted to be able to keep their boat at the Sailfish Marina and not live in such a country club atmosphere. So it just depends on, it's a beautiful golf course. The golf course is right over here on the west side of alternate A1A. And I'm just going to show you a couple of examples of really just the beautiful. This is a 10,000 square foot house in Admiral's Cove on the water, so you could have your boat right in your backyard and be out in the intercoastal. And it is really a beautiful neighborhood. And this one is at 16,250,000. So that's just an example of that. And then I'll show you one other. This also is in Admirals. And this is I think this is a new build. No, this is on the market. So this is quite a house. This is 13,000 square feet of house. I don't really see, oh no, it is under construction. That's what I thought. So it's in the works and would give you the opportunity to make some personal choices if you were to purchase it now. And you can see it's actually on a dry lot. So here the houses over here are on the water, and this particular home is not. And this one is, the list price right now is $9,250,000. And then I'm just going to show you, just for giggles, here is the Bears Club. And this was created maybe like 20 years or more ago. There's a lot of really famous golfers that live in here, created by Barbara and Jack Nicholas. And I mean, it's fantastic. It's beautiful. It's all about the golf. The golf course, I mean, I'm not a golfer, but I understand it's amazing. And that's why people live there. And this is just an example. It's very exclusive. The homes are very spread out, lined up along the course. I'm not sure how many homes are in here. Now, this particular one is 11,000 square feet of house, and its list price is $12,900,000. And that's on the golf course. And then here's another one. This is really over the top. This one's under construction. Original list price right now is $17,500. 7,000 square feet of house. And let's see if it gives the proximity. Right along Bears Club Drive, and then your back view would be all of the golf course. So that's Bears Club. And then adjacent to the Bears Club, like I said, I don't think there's a lot of residential in Trump National. It's really more about the golf. But there are these little club homes here. Here's an example of one. This one's $1,600,000. And some people like to have them because this is your club. You live somewhere else. Then you have your home here, a place to call home when you are here playing golf. So these are really nicely done. So that is the country club. I mean, there are others, but this is like in the heart of town. These are the clubs that are most popular here in Jupiter. All right. So number 3 is the Abacoa development. And this is a 2,000-acre master plan mixed use community that was originally built in the late 90s. And it was all based on that idea of a traditional community layout. And so there were different areas of residential that were developed. And then it also has, I just did this in my last video on pros and cons of living in Jupiter, but it's matured and it's very popular. And it has, the heart of it is the downtown at Abacoa, which you can see, I'll have some videos here of that. And that is adjacent to what is the big hit, is the spring baseball season, the Roger Dean Stadium. And that's going through a big expansion right now. So we've got the baseball players there. The Cardinals play there in the winter months. And then there are all these neighborhoods built around it. And they've preserved, this was MacArthur Foundation property. So there were all these beautiful mature trees that they built the development around. So you can see how there's all these tree-lined streets, and there's a really well thought of country club and golf course, and as well as Florida Atlantic University, Max Planck, University of Florida bioscience extension. There's all this educational stuff going on along Donald Ross Road here, which is all like right around here. And then we have the fairly new development of Alton just below in Palm Beach Gardens. And that's just here. And then all along Donald Ross here, there's shopping, there's restaurants. And so it's really matured and is a pretty solid option if you aren't that concerned about being right at the beach. But I will show you, obviously, you're still not far from the beach, but a lot of people like to have it within walking or riding distance. And then I'm just going to quickly show you a few homes. Like here's like an idea of, this home is $1,400,000. It's on Elizabeth Street right in town, and it has a nice deep porch, which is really nice to have in Florida with our Florida heat. And this is a 3,000 square foot house right here in Abacoa. And then another example is of a more traditional look is here. This one is $1,250,000, and this is about 3,600 square feet. And you can see these neighborhoods. It's really nice. It's very mature and the streets are very shady. And then you also have some townhouses. So you can get a townhouse in the $700,000 range. Nicely done, already updated. And then lastly, there are rental opportunities or investment opportunities in the condo space. So here's a condo right across from the stadium for $375,000, and people will buy those and use them for part of the year themselves and rent them out to the baseball players or to the college students. So there's a lot of opportunities here, and it's a really nice option. Okay, so number 4 neighborhood. I told you there was one that I just discovered recently, and I was helping a young couple that called me, and they knew they wanted to live in Jupiter because they were going to live there for a long time, raise their family, and they wanted to be in the Jupiter school system. I mean, I kind of knew this whole area. I'm going to share my map. This area of Loxahatchee River Road is very beautiful. There are some major gorgeous homes. So you can see we were down here in Abacoa, and now we're up Alternate A1A, down Center Street, up Loxahatchee River Road, and this road goes all the way up through this whole, here's a main branch of the Loxahatchee River, and this goes all the way up till you get to Southeast Island Way, and that takes you over to Tequesta. So there's not that many things for sale here, which is normally the case. Anyway, as we dug in deeper with this couple looking for their family home, I myself really realized how beautiful these neighborhoods are. And so this is where it really pays to give us a call or send me a text. We can have a Zoom call or just a conversation on the phone. But this is the way to get started, is having the conversation, looking at the map, talking about what you want, and then we just dig in deeper. And so in this case, I'm going to show you, this is Pennock Point. I featured this in another video that I did on Jupiter for the beach and boating communities. But here's an example of, this is a home right on Pennock Point. Here it is. So all along these homes go, you can see I also filmed them from the street view. They're all they're very deep lots, and the homes sit closer to the water, as you can see, but then they have all this depth in their lots. So you can see how lush the property is. And so this is like the entrance to the home. This is an 11,000 square foot house, and the price is $17,900, and it looks directly, pretty sure it's right there. It looks directly east across the water. You get the sunset every morning. So there is that. And if you look here, you can see they go straight out the inlet. You get that beautiful sunrise every morning. So on this Pennock Point, that is very similar homes all the way around the edge here. And then in the middle, there are dry lots that are just as beautiful. The homes are, but they aren't directly on the water. And I think there might be some access points here when you are a resident of Pennock Point. But here's an example of one. This is a home that's, it's a dry lot, but it's got quite a bit of property. Let's see if it gives me the square footage. It's 5,700 square feet. And I think the lot is over 20,000 square feet. Most of these are a half an acre or more. A lot of these properties in this area that we're going to look at. It's a good looking house. So the next thing we'll talk about is, this was the really interesting area to me. This area up here. So you got Pennock Point, and then you have a lot of really big homes that are all along the Loxahatchee River here. Like here's an example. This is Bamboo Lane. Let's take a look at the photos. I did have this pulled up. Here it is. So another just beautiful view of the river, the privacy, the sunsets, the sunrises. They're making an addition to the property. And this is kind of what most of these houses, when you drive along Loxahatchee River, the homes that are on the riverside of Loxahatchee River Road, this is what you get. And this house is about $15 million. It has boat lifts. It has this beautiful pool. It's new construction. So that's a beautiful option. And then this is where this couple that I was working with, they really loved it in here because there are like 3 or 4 different developments, Fox Run, Whispering Trails, and Imperial Woods that are in here. That here's a good example. Some have half acre to acre lots, And they are older homes, but people have been updating them. This is a good example of one on Trails End Terrace. And that's your backyard. And there's just tons of space. It's a great place to raise kids. Now this house, they're asking $1,395,000. Now sometimes houses do come up for less that need work, but they're just showing you all the amenities in the area. It's a nice house, and this is a great location. So that's just kind of feel of what this whole area is like. And then, oh, one other thing is the shores here. So where we ended up with this couple was in the shores, which is all in here. And this was a multi-development done in the 80s and early 90s. So these homes are on the water. It's a big development. It presents really well. It's very shady. It has walking paths throughout. So here's a house on Big Cypress Drive. And this one is 3,000 square feet. And the list price is $1,269,000. It has a beautiful location. You can see how lush all the trees are. And the beautiful thing about if you're in this area as well is you are so close to everything. You wouldn't even know it because it's so quiet, but you can head up Loxahatchee River Road easily and you're over into Tequesta, or you can head down the Loxahatchee River Road to Center Street, which takes you over toward the beach area, or you're just above Indiantown Road with easy access to I-95 and the Turnpike. So this is a great choice also, depending upon the lifestyle that you're looking for. Okay, so our fifth lifestyle area or neighborhood is Jupiter Farms. They fondly refer to it as the Farms. And I'll just get the share going here so you can see what I'm talking about. This gives you an idea. Here's Jupiter Farms. Here's I-95 and the Turnpike. And here is the rest of Jupiter. And so you're still not very far. And a lot of people that live in the farms still have boats that they keep in here, whether in a boat storage situation or on a lift or they trailer it. But the thing that people love about Jupiter Farms is you really are out in nature. And the other beautiful thing about it is that it's going to stay that way because you can see all this preserved space around it. And it's very similar to, like I was saying, using that example of the beach area where there are all those preserved areas. So it's so much different. It's been developed so much differently than other areas of South Florida. And so it's able to keep its natural state, and that's what's going on here. So when you drive out, you can see I have these videos of driving out Indiantown Road, and you come across the Turnpike and you head out here, and it's a pretty big area geographically, but most of the properties here are, I would say, like on at least 5 acres or more. And so the main road coming down is Jupiter Farms Road. And as you can see here, there's equestrian centers. There are nurseries, plant nurseries. Here's the Jupiter Creamery. I've been out there and worked on the farm there. So it's just really about the nature. And a lot of the people that have small family farms here, they bring their goods into the Tequesta market every Saturday morning. So that's kind of fun. So I just thought I've been coming out here since I was maybe like a freshman in college because my good friend's father, she showed horses and he bought property out here. And so she moved here to raise her animals after we graduated from high school. So I did spend a lot of time out here and it's really pretty. I mean, the trees are really beautiful, natural Florida pines, and the sunsets are gorgeous. I mean, it can be a little bit buggy. And also the downside is that there isn't any city water or sewer. So you have septic and well water. So that has to be dealt with. But they seem to be used to be if you were blonde, you had orange hair, but that isn't the case anymore. And so here's an example of I thought I made a choice of an older home and a newer home, but both on a large lot. So here's one. This house is 3,800 square feet and its price is $1,200,000. And this is a bit of an older home, but it's well maintained. I don't know how many acres it has, but so this is where you are, you're going to pay for the land. If it's an existing house, most of the construction out here was different than what your expectation would be today. So people are either gutting and renovating or tearing them down and building new. And here's an example of someone that's built a new property altogether. It has great lines. It's great for our weather. It looks really nice. So this has, I didn't see how many acres, this has 10 acres, and they have horses. So people are creating this kind of lifestyle here, and it is really nice. And the only downside is that about the water and the sewer, but people don't really seem to mind because they really do like living here. So as you can see, I'll go back to the map just to show you, because I'm running some videos here of the homes along the roadway. And then also you have these natural parks like this River Bend Park here and the Loxahatchee River natural area. There's kayaking in here, hiking. All throughout Jupiter Farms are horse trails, public horse trails for the residents to use. There's a Publix right here on the corner of Jupiter Farms Road and US 1. Back in the day, there was no Publix. You had to like practically drive to West Palm to get what you needed. But there's like a farm store here that's been there forever. And they have a lot of events for the residents because everyone kind of has a similar lifestyle mentality. And so this is a really neat place to live. Thanks for watching. I hope it was helpful. I always like to hear your comments or thoughts in the comments section. And I really mean it. Feel free to call me or text me, and we can get on a call or a Zoom and talk about what you're looking for and how we can help you. And in the meantime, don't forget to like and subscribe so that you'll know every time we have a new video, and I'll see you on the next episode.